What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew back finally with Marrowstrand, episode 15.
Who's Marrowstrand?
Yeah, who's that?
Oh God, Stormforge! Stormforge!
Wow. You're
Who is she?
cheating on
Are you
me?
cheating on us?
Wouldn't you like all that water right now?
Oh my God.
No, thanks. I'm good.
There is water going on right now. For now.
That is true. For now.
But not with what was just some.
Oh, no, we're not nervous. Oh.
Might have to roll concentration because now I'm just like, what is happening?
Ivar's not green, but I feel like he'd be in the green people gotta stick together contingent in that particular campaign, you know? Sort of fits with that.
We know.
Just sit in the corner being a little bit ridiculous with Krak. You know, enjoy my time.
I think Callisto would try and take Christain under his wing and teach him the ways of the Warden. For sure. I don't even know if Thea would help. We need a crossover at some point. I think that would be very fun.
Oh my god.
I would love to see how their characters interact.
I'd love to see Lolly and Akiko in the same room doing some like
Wait, Meteorian Core finale.
channeling.
Y'all weren't there. Unless you went and watched it. Let's just say if Voltura's mentioned. Did I just...
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, it's very relevant, incredibly relevant.
Yeah, so for those that didn't join us for the live event and haven't caught the replays, because I just got the stream. The end of Meteorian Core is outside the other end of the black hole comes Voltura. And that's how the planet is formed.
Interesting. Okay.
Out of all the residual ridiculousness of that campaign, we have been pooped out the other side.
You know what? I've just realized this. It hasn't quite been I've created a Reggie, but like I kind of made another Reggie situation.
Yeah, y'all don't know what Bife has control over in this campaign. Unless you go back and watch. I'm just like, thanks for writing this, Bife. I'm proud of you.
I have created a monster, and I don't even know where it's going to come up, but I've created quite the monster, and it terrifies me.
I just want you to know it took everything in me not to start rapping Eminem when you said I've created a monster.
God.
I just want you to know that's where we're at today.
The great news is, Bife, you've absolutely terrified the mods campaign that gets they get their own city state here at the end of this month, and they're super excited. They get their character art for the first time, custom made and all that jazz, and they are terrified that there's a monster of you somewhere in this world.
I heard them consistently say it's like, if it looks like an owl, no questions asked. Shoot on sight.
You made owls on site in their game.
Kill Alkins. They are the sworn enemy. Hey, if we kill the Alkins, you automatically just kind of win this game. That's how it goes.
Apparently.
Don't you dare touch our precious baby owlbears.
No.
Alkin.
We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna knock out the anybody's got announcements here at the beginning of this episode, since it is to be intense for sure. So whoever would like to go first.
On social media, because Even Fall Season 2 is coming soon, and you just don't know when, but we'll be announcing things.
Ooh. I also have an announcement. Same announcement as I've always been given for the past 4 or 5 weeks at this point. But Beyond the Brick, an actual place inspired by shows like Over the Garden Wall and Infinity Train, Wizard of Oz, all of that good stuff. It's still on Kickstarter. We have about 2 weeks left to fund it. And if you follow me on Twitter, and honestly, any of the cast members, says Ed, Laurel, Rothamel, C Plays TTRPG, Celuna TV, Maddie Duvernay, Black Girl Mage, and obviously Edward _Spence_. If you follow any of us on Twitter, you can see us retweeting and posting about this. But we just dropped some character art of the characters from our Beyond the Brick campaign that we're funding, and it is incredible.
Oh my god!
You need to check it out.
It's so good!
Incredible. So check that out. there's going to be more art coming if we do get this funded. Rachel Denton is the character artist and the artist for the promo graphics, or at least the promo art. And they're going to be doing a lot more art for us, some more character art and some more environmental art of the towns and stuff we're going to be going to as well. So if you want to get that stuff, and also if you back it at a high enough tier, you can get a postcard with similar art by Rachel on it, signed by the characters and the Fiend, if you want to get that as well. But yeah, check it out on Kickstarter. You can just search Beyond the Brick Over the Garden Wall inspired actual play on Kickstarter, or just follow me on Twitter and you can see it pinned on my Twitter account. Yeah, that's it.
It's a stacked cast, by the
Wait,
way.
you just
Hell yeah,
dropped
dude.
the Fiend. Excuse me?
I love it. Do it. I pledged. Go get the awesome die that they have. There's
Yeah.
a handful of spots
Die Hard
left,
dice.
so go get it.
Yeah, Die Hard Dice picked us up, and they're going to be making limited edition custom Beyond the Brick dice, D20 specifically. And there's only 200 going to be produced, so if you want it, you have to back it now. Because if you don't, you just won't get it. That's pretty much it. Just never get the chance to get it.
Anyone else with the big announcements?
Nope.
Dang it. I thought I would have one in between time. But, wow. Here we go. I pulled up the image as quick as I can. How can you not want this thing? Go click the link. Go get one. It's gorgeous. I have several of these from Die Hard, and they're awesome, even though they hate me. They're some of the most cursed dice that I have, but they're gorgeous, and I love to look at them. The prettier the die,
these ones are being imbued with luck. These ones specifically.
Yeah, completely changed. Not Fey dice whatsoever. We need to pick up where we left off 2 weeks ago. Whether any of us are ready or not. Entering an Afridi ritual held in the upper city. An attempt is made to connect with Callisto's past. The incident that has left his arm spewing molten lava, bitten from a creature in the Forgotten Lands. Through the ritual, we've entered his mind back into that moment. To try to come to terms with the wildfire that spread. Upon entering, Callisto shunning his own friends and party's help, trying to go it alone. After confrontations with Chrissy and even his own partner, eventually succumbing to the bonds of friendship. Lulufia unleashing control weather. Chrissy manipulating several of the fire elementals. You guys have been able to vanquish most of the foes on board, except for the massive Infernal. Mishkin, whose true identity was revealed to be a tiefling with horns and of Rakshasa nature, ever increasingly more unhinged, has invoked the devil inside, asking this infernal creature for a bargain, a deal for the elemental infernal's name for his own release. With that demon, with that devil rolling in that 20, we pick back up within that conversation.
Let me hear this clearly one more time from your lips.
If you give me the name of that creature there, I will let you free. And our time together will come to an end.
As that devil presses himself up against the glass and stares back at you in that hellish green infernal that envelops his body, only being able to stare into its eyes as it holds this chain taut in front of you, where you can see it's been biting as if it's a towel that they've held with no anesthetic, where they've literally bit through their jaws trying to claw themselves out of the containment that they've been in.
I would relish the opportunity.
I am sure you would. And Mishkin's mage hands are going to glow ever so slightly, as are the sigils around the glass container imprisoning the creature. But, like it or not, I am the one with control in this situation. Can you tell me the information that I need?
A name invokes a name. If you want the Infernals, then I finally get to learn yours.
Mishkin. My mother's called me Mishkin.
Don't lie to me. What is your name now? You are no longer Mishkin and you know it.
If you are asking for my true name, then I am afraid I will have to disappoint you, Valor. Even I don't know that. But Mishkin is the name my parents gave me. It is true enough. And I consider it my own.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Where is that?
Diplomacy. Sorry.
Diplomacy. Lovely. Oh, it's a +1.
If you have a better occultism, do you want to use your occultism? I'll let you use the same roll. Oh, that's good. That's real good.
I don't like how you said that.
14 plus 18. 32.
Then Mishkin will have to do. On the count of 3, you will release me. and I will invoke the elemental's name.
Can't hear you, Ed.
Speechless so soon?
Back out your tongue is a classic.
Wow.
Can't hear you. Do you want to leave the call and come back into it, maybe?
I have his tongue now. I'll do the talking, Mishkin.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
You were not the first to be stunned in my presence.
The deal was a name for a name. And Mishkin looks around, his fur sodden from Lelufia's rain, fire raging all around. And he looks at his companions further on down the steps, and then back at the bottle. A name, and I will release you. You have mine.
On the count of 3. 3. 2.
Very well. And Mishkin just puts the glass bottle back into his satchel and, glancing over in Callisto's direction, just mutters to himself, "It's not worth the risk." And is going to, having used a bonus action, he's not going to do what he was initially going to do, which is invoke True Name. But regardless of what these people think about him, he can't risk that. And he is going to cast in the...
We had a deal!
I didn't say when I would let you go. Now, quieten. Mishkin has work to do. And
You will
he is going to
unleash
cast...
me.
Wisdom save. DC
Ooh.
32.
32, okay.
Mishkin, you will let me go.
So, a will save?
Will save. Now, remember you have cards. Anything that you can do to make your roll better, you need to stack it beforehand.
Okay.
There is no Shadow Heart to give you guidance.
You don't
What-
have the
what-
guidance amulet. You can't do that right here, right now.
What would people recommend?
Nothing. Leave. Stop this right now.
Definitely,
We leave right
definitely an
Possible.
advantage card. I would burn a D10
inspiration?
that'll give you a +3.
Yeah.
And keep a lucky handy.
Sorry, all
Yeah.
of the cards are so small, so I'm bringing them up one at a time because I can't.
Don't you worry about those. I think that's the best you can do outside of your own character, and then you would be a table luck situation. Just looking at your will right now, advantage is the best thing you can lay down because you can't hit it.
Yeah. I'm gonna play an advantage card. Okay.
You're an advantage and a luck. You have essentially 1 out of 3 shots to get a 20.
Okay, and I have luck as well, did you say?
Yes, you can roll like one. Is it one more die?
One more die. Okay.
No. I mean, at least you didn't crit
Okay.
fail.
Mishkin's hand still around the glass bottle slowly starts to shake As the glass container is brought out of the satchel, once more rain falling down around him. His green eyes glowing as he just reaches down to the cork. He just whispers, "Damn you." And the bottle opens.
Anyone with a reaction?
By me, just gonna look through my sheet for things that I can potentially...
The only reaction I have is to... I don't think I have anything to stop this.
Oh God!
Just yell, "Stop it!"
I'm looking to
Spray
see
me.
what I have.
No, stop.
Oh.
Is this okay? Has it opened already?
I'm
Or-
about to.
You're about to. So I see your hand moving towards it.
His hand is moving towards it if you're using a reaction. It's not open yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything unless, and this is definitely for flavor, because there's nothing very specific, unless I get some kind of whisper from my deity and I can take a penalty for it.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So then, just for flavor, let me say that the cloak, the like scarf that I'm wearing, that cloak, out of nowhere, you just see a bunch of eyes of different sizes and different shades open and quickly turn to look at Mishkin as his hand is apprehensively, almost against his will, going to open this bottle. And I'm going to intervene in some semblance of divine fashion where I very quickly and frantically hear a myriad of whispers in my own head that just say, "Stop him." And I will reluctantly cast Grim Tendrils around Mishkin's arm, hand, and this bottle to keep them in place. And I will take whatever penalty I need. I will roll whatever.
Grim Tendrils will be the flavor.
Okay.
For you.
If that doesn't work, I'd like to cast something too.
Yes. I need 14 consecutive numbers.
What?
You'll be rolling a D100.
Oh my god.
And you will be naming 14 consecutive numbers.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unlike a clerical divine intervention, this also has a pendulum. Because Chrissy is an oracle. The further away, the more detriment.
Okay. So 14 consecutive numbers. 32 to 46. I'm gonna roll. I'm very nervous.
Roll your D100.
You got this. What did I tell you? You got this. Hell yeah.
40. Almost dead center. Describe taking the jar from Michigan with grim tendrils.
There is no hesitancy. It is as if for a moment, Chrissy, as you know him, is gone. There is fervor behind his very steely silver gaze, which is now emanating light from behind pupils that pours over his scleras and just stares directly at this vial. And a hand shoots up, and from that hand there is very inky black tendrils that just pour and snap towards this hand and the bottle, wiggling their way through the grip of this magical mage hand and just curling around it so that it blocks out any light that this vessel can emit before slinging it with haste towards Chrissy himself. The bottle magically almost kind of reducing itself in size to fit in his own hand. And there's a voice that is not his own, that emanates from his throat, his mouth not moving, instead his jaw dropped ajar. Now, Michigan, you should know better.
Michigan, with the devil's grip over your own faculties, relinquished and cut by Chrissy's black tendrils, you regain your agency and faculties.
Michigan, his ears lowering at Chrissy's rebuke, just looks back in the direction of the flaming creature that stands in front of the temple, and he is going to cast Phantasmal Killer at the creature. So I need the creature to make a will save for me, please.
Will save coming in.
That is a private roll again.
Let's redo that.
Also, oh my gosh, Raven, I'm so proud of you.
Let's go.
I'm excited, but right now Chrissy's not himself, so don't worry about it. He still loves you.
31.
So that's not a critical success, right?
It's 10 above. Is it 10 above? Oh no.
No, it is not. Just a success.
It takes 40 mental damage, and it is frightened 1. As it sees whatever it fears most appear in front of it. And Michigan does not control what that is. So whatever this creature is most...
It literally looks up to the sky that has been opened up into the heavens, and it's just trying to conjure as much smoke and cloud as it can to incubate itself underneath Leluvia's storm.
And what else am I going to do?
Grovel.
I'm also going to what the heck? I'm gonna cast telekinetic projectile at the creature as well. So So turning to one side and seeing the bits of bric-a-brac that just fall all around, burning bits of wood and stone, Mishkin is just going to levitate them and just throw them in the direction of the creature. How do I do that? Make a spell attack.
It's beautiful. It has all of them listed right below.
There we go. So
you literally get to choose what the rubble looks like.
Amazing. There we go. So it's going to be bludgeoning. 26.
26 does not hit.
Does not hit. Never mind. Okay, that is the end of Mishkin's turn, and Mishkin, looking to one side and seeing Farouk next to him, is just going to stay exactly where he is.
End of your turn. Callisto, it is your turn.
I would like to do, or I want to do something ridiculous.
Please do.
That's what this session has been. Just do it.
Just ridiculous. So, I've come to understand, at least to some degree, what power I have in this space because it is my mind. That was more established, or at least shown, when I blocked out Chrissy and then ended up blocking out everyone else. So I have some kind of control as to what happens here, or at least the inhabitants of here. I would like to grant myself the ability to fly. I would like to, like a lucid dream, I would like to make this my lucid dream. I would like to fly.
Go ahead and give yourself a will save with advantage. Or
Can I cast fly on him?
I mean, you could, but he's probably going to easily be able to do this in his own mind. Let's see here.
Oh, I just mean just make sure he gets the advantage.
Oh, he's going to have advantage because it's in his own mind. So yeah, give me a go ahead and give me a will save advantage.
I don't have anything that helps me. I believe I have inspired courage, right? Yeah.
We can't hear you. You're not talking into the mic.
Oh, sorry. I've inspired courage. I need to add that.
Hopefully that's already on automatically.
Oh no, because I have actually it's not on automatically. Okay, there it is. Let's turn it on. There you go. Let me good. Okay. 30.
30, that'll be a success. 50 feet of flying.
Awesome. Oh, okay, cool. So as I'm helping see droplets of water coming off of my right arm to add to the rain cloud and storm clouds that Lolufia is creating, I kind of lean forward and kiss her on the forehead and just go, I'm gonna go with high tide. And I think I can do this myself. And
you got this.
Look up at the storm clouds, and I think we'll focus on them almost like a target. Like I'm trying to reach this height I think it's easier for him to imagine his destination if he's looking at it. So he's looking up at the storm clouds, and he shakes his arms, and then I think just jumps straight up. And there's a moment where you can definitely see his jump kind of slow down as he's about to fall back down again. But as it slows at the top of his arc, he just stops and looks down and sees that he is in flight and just smiles to himself before turning to this fire elemental. And I think 50 feet up, I will fire down at this fire elemental.
As you're starting to do that, Ivar looks over at Lolufia.
He is beginning to believe. Yes.
You going 50 feet straight up, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, advantage on your shots.
Perfect. T to target. Remember that.
You're doing it, Peter. By the way, I saw a short that said Dustin Hoffman and gosh, I can't remember the actor that played Smee. They both realized that Smee and Hook were actually lovers. And that's how. Go back and watch it. 100%. It is Smee, the good boyfriend, and Hook, the complete mess. And they apparently went to Spielberg, and they were like, "We're doing this," and they're like, "He said it's a kid movie, guys. Chill with your backstory." And they're like, "It doesn't matter. We're doing it."
Okay, here's the first strike. 34 to hit. And then the
Let's go.
Second.
Wait, silly question. Why does the AC, why is it marked out on the target and then it says 29? Is that like a perk you have?
They're either frightened or flat-footed.
They're off guard at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's normally
And they're
31.
frightened.
It's just for this.
Oh, I need to put frightened on there. They're
Just
frightened one as
frightened
well.
one.
Yeah.
And second attack. 34 again. To deal. Oh, it's not great. 27 points of damage as I fire these shots into the elemental.
It's more damage than 0, so that's good.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's 2 actions. You got movement. And I just will reload for my final action.
Let's go.
Oh, it's me. It's me. Hi. I'm paying attention. I think there's a moment where Chrissy finally gasps as he comes back to and sees this thing in his hand, and before taking his action, he just puts that in this satchel and looks over at Mishkin curiously. Before looking at this fire elemental. I just want to see how far away. Okay. So I am going to move 10 feet real quick.
You are going to let me be free. That is what you're going to do.
Chrissy, I can't move my character right now because I'm having a moment. Chrissy just kind of is like, if you say so, whatever, right?
Release me.
And then he kind of just hears the satchel start talking, and it's just like, damn. And then looks back over at Michigan you had to deal with this? Rude. And is going to cast Elysian Whimsy on the fire elemental, this inferno. So it has to do a will save of 25. Oh, you son of a biscuit. Okay.
That is perception.
Oh.
Oh, God.
All right.
It's not much better.
I see you have an affliction. What if I were to relieve?
No, honey. No.
such a thing
I've been
from you.
around a while. You talk a good game, but you're really not all that, I promise you. Stop talking. I'm busy. And
We have business to deal, and you know it.
He kind of just like pats it again and like shakes the satchel a little bit. Shh, I said quiet down. Hush. I'm busy. I'm working. And I'll just say that's probably the reason why the spell didn't work. Thanks.
At the same time, the black tendrils just suction cup around.
No, I can't. Let me see. Let me.
And then it's just silence as it's engulfed.
Thank the heavens and all of that goodness. Okay. I am going to... I'm kind of just going to sigh and be like, you made me mess up. I'm going to cast Divine Lance. And it's going to start like forming essentially what looks to be water in an orb before it kind of hollows out in the center and expands, and it almost looks like a chakram. And I'm going to fling it at that elemental, and this is good, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And this will be a -5 penalty.
Okay. Okay. Dang. All right.
Oh,
That's okay.
Just misses by 5.
You can see like I'm a little miffed because this thing was talking to me. I'm a little miffed. Like there's a little like rosy hue behind the cheeks that won't stop talking, and that's why I messed up. I'm mad at it. And that'll be my turn.
Elemental Inferno will begin raising its hand and conjuring up the surrounding flames that exist. This will be a 1d8 roll. Only one fire elemental will return out of the possible of 8. As he raises it directly in front of him. And they will go into the initiative order. The Inferno is going to stare back at you, Lelufia, and it is going to conjure a giant mote of fire and spin it your way.
That misses.
Oh, I gotta remember T for targeting. You are 24, so it will critically hit. $27 points of fire damage. It will use its Infernal Leap, or Inferno Leap, to jump across. And it is going to try to meet you at 50 feet, Callisto.
Okay.
This will be acrobatics. This will be a DC 30.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It is going to hit you with a melee fire tendril.
I'm so sorry I was muted for the whole damn thing. Can I... Oh no, that's the Inferno doing the thing. My apologies. I sat there, I was like, wash your luck, wash your luck, wash your luck.
Oh no.
But no, it's not Callisto, it's my apologies.
Regular damage, will not crit. 28 points of fire damage. And it will slam down on the other side of Kaivar and Lufia.
Since it jumped, it doesn't invoke attack of opportunity, right?
Yes.
Dang.
End of its turn. You all are inside of this thing's fire aura, by the way. It is piercingly hot, 20 feet around this creature. Farouk will look back, seeing Lufia take that massive fireball from across, seeing the Inferno leap. I will cast my heal towards you. Third level. Number 2 heal. Let's do it.
Ooh, nice.
36 points of healing back. And then I will conjure this clay mold will shoot up in front of you as I will cast Protect Companion. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. Never mind. Wrong one. Protector Tree costs a whole full spell. Dang it. I wish that was a cantrip so much.
Meow.
Myrrh is right. The Inferno that's next to you, Luffy, you have control of this one, correct?
Am I supposed to?
I'm having a brain fart on it because it's right in front of you and it's not in the initiative order.
Oh. It's not the thing at the end? The striding fire? After Kaivar?
I don't think we've summoned an elemental.
No, because it was attacking me. That's why I was so hurt.
Yeah, it's not in the initiative order. The other one, I just put this other one in.
So I can't remember, but I know that one of them did eventually move up to attack Lolly last episode.
Yeah, it's not in the order though.
I think it's entirely possible that it died and it stayed on the map but left initiative. But I don't know accurately if that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not confident. Yeah, I'm not confident in my call on that.
The session earlier today. Yeah.
Well, we're
Just throw it in there. It was right after me or Kaivar though, so I do remember that.
Yes, because the two things rolled together and they were both after me.
It's funny. It naturally went in the spot where like it should have been. Okay. That's where I will put it after Kaivar then.
Nice.
Got it. And then I'll attempt to do a gale blast over here on that striding fire. Remember, T for targeting. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Fortitude save. Coming in.
Reaction to that. Oh, wait, no, it's a save. Never mind. Don't mind me. But, you know, it fails.
Let's go.
Air? Why would you cast that?
Oh, no.
That thing is fire.
I thought it was.
Well, it failed, so maybe it affects it the way you wanted it to.
Oops.
Take it from the air sylph. Why?
I'm sorry. I thought I was small enough to put out. Oh my god, the Braum voice came out. That's even better.
We're panicking. Braum heals come too.
Creature takes full damage. It is pushed away 5 feet. Yeah, since this is wind, it's not gonna do anything. We'll take that as a win. It just stokes the flames up a little bit before they recede back down. I'm sorry. Lolly, it's your turn.
After turning to scold you just a little bit, but not wanting to waste any other time. So my controlling weather, I believe it does damage every time it comes back to my round, but I was looking through the log. I don't see my turn from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It like skips me for some reason, but I remember rolling everything.
Oh man, what did we do? We did a bunch of D6s.
503.
I mean, it was a lot. Like,
it was a lot.
Definitely not 500, but like, it wiped the entirety of the tiny mobs and one of the big fire elementals.
Yeah.
This was a lot of D6s.
I think we did. Let's see here. I see 72 points of damage going on a lot of things here.
I see.
Because it's triple
some of the
damage.
rolls. Yeah,
So
I
it's
see
66 triple damage. Got it.
Yes.
So it's 60.
Okay.
Does that count as a turn or no? Because it's something that's been cast. I don't remember.
You'll be able to. You can activate it again for your action, but in this case, I am going to have you make a concentration check since you did take a giant fireball. We're gonna put that at your spells. Let's see here. What is your DC?
My spell DC is 23.
23. So go ahead and make a spell attack. Oh, let's go. Maintaining concentration. You will do, let's see here, 60 points of damage to everything on the board here.
Murdered. Let's go. I'm ready.
DTD for the Strider in front of you.
As I see it just the rain continue its downpour heavier and heavier. And the one in front of me, after I'm done scolding Farouk, I see it just and its ash start to fall to the ground as the smoke quickly dissipates as the rain is pummeling into this. She turns around. And do we happen to have an extra strike in the party hand?
If not, I can send you one that I
have
got
one
recently.
too.
Yes, there's one there.
There's one there. Okay, I will.
I'll go ahead and play it for you.
Cool. I will take that. What was that one that it rolled on making a cloud or whatever? The infernal thing?
It created one extra elemental on its turn.
That's what that was. Okay. All right, seeing this big old fire. Not just that it's in front of me, but it's next to my husband and one of our new comrades. As she's still concentrating on this downpour, she's waving her hands in very elegant encircling motions as it begins to form another cloud, a smaller cloud, but she pushes it into the air and over above this thing is, I'm going to cast Personal Rain Cloud.
Episode 1, coming back, baby.
Yeah, but it has to make a DC 23, so that was what happened last time, is that it saved. So, but can I add a 1d10 to their roll to make it -3?
Mm-hmm. And you're doing this to Big Inferno or Little Guy?
Big guy. So
Big
anywhere
guy.
he tries to run,
All right.
he gets wah-wah on him. Aw, man.
It'll still be a critical success even with a -3. It'll bring it down to 14. The cloud just dissipates into steam before it can form up around them.
All right. And that is all I can do.
And you are in the aura of intense heat.
Oh, okay. Do I roll for that, or what is that?
It is 20 feet around. If you stay inside the aura, you will take it again next turn. But it is 3d6. So 10 points of fire damage.
Okay. What was that roll?
Oh, you're still on fire.
I'm on fire?
Yeah, you're on fire from the fireball.
But there's water pouring down on me. Does that not put it out?
Nope.
What kind of fire is this?
Magic
Elemental
fire.
magical fire.
But can I, well, actually, am I going to invoke opportunity if I move back?
Yes.
I'll take it. I'm going to have her move.
If you want, hold off on that. I have a plan for that next turn.
Oh.
If you so choose.
Okay, then I will not move. I trust you.
You shut it, Bife.
He wants to hurt me.
Kaivar, it is your turn.
Okay, taking the cue from Mishkin, not so much in the open a demon and allow it to run a little bit rampant side of things, but more in the, hey, this thing can be frightened of stuff. Kaivar is, first of all, also going to cast Phantasmal Killer. That will need to be not quite as high for some reason, but it will be a DC 25 will save. Okay, and on the success, it will be frightened 1 and take 46 worth of damage. I'm not sure if the damage button is going to roll the correct amount of dice. No, it is not. I'm not sure why it's doing that as opposed to the 4d6 that it should be. Yeah, not sure what's going on there. If you want me to delete that damage roll, that's fine. I do not understand why it's doing...
I can do the first 4. So 4, 9, 11, 16 plus 1. So 17 points of damage.
Okay, cool. I am then going to jump into my hand, and I'm going to play the extra strike that I just got. Thank you very much to the wonderful ladies and gentlemen of the stream for grabbing me these cards. And using that extra action, Kaivar is going to sort of cover his face with big hands, running over skitters towards Lelufia's direction. And I don't know if you're going to rule this in the same way, but I'm going to presume so. Because of certain RoBear E things. Kaivar's going to cast Dimension Door, and he is going to pull himself and Lelufia sort of backwards away from the fire, vaguely towards where Mishkin and Chrissy are, so about here.
Lufia, do you accept Kaivar's strong hand?
How do you communicate this to her?
Grab your hand quickly. You've seen me draw the portal before, and it's that thing of like, if you immediately recognize what's happening, it's just a case of, do you trust Kaivar seeing what he is doing? Like, there's enough time for you to visually recognize, this is a teleport out.
RoBear, does this hinder my concentration?
No.
Okay. Then she, looking at Callisto and then looking at Kaivar, she will accept your hand. And just look at Callisto kind of like a, don't die please, but I'll be here. Just not here.
He is in control, yes, but fire, bad, we must go, yes.
I agree.
And we will both appear next to Mishkin over there.
All right, as you guys attempt to escape through that dimension door before it can take an attack of opportunity. Kaivar, you can roll your spell attack. Luvia, you can roll your stealth or sleight of hand.
Okay. Spell attack or bardic claw? I know
Spell attack.
A little interchangeable. Gotcha. Sounds good.
I'm going to...
Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my list. I am also going to throw a card on top of this. Because I don't know what it is, but the fire elemental there, boys, he's got me a little spooked. I'm gonna throw...
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm
Advantage.
gonna throw a D10 on this. Give myself that +3.
What do I need to meet?
You don't know yet.
I think... I hate that we may be laying down the line, whatever it is. But yeah, okay. Give me a moment, I just need to add on the +3. Alright, there we go.
You're doing great. 24 buddies.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna... Oh, God, this is real rough. I'm gonna spend a lucky on that, because I think that's way too low on a guy like this. Yeah.
Go ahead, roll
Try
that
the
beautiful
same
bean
thing.
footage.
Oh, gosh. I gotta add the +3 bonus again real quick, but yes. Add... Please be better. Oh, God. Okay, well. Statistical averages. Never mind. All right, 21 it is, I guess.
Kaivar, as you swing Lelufia into the dimension door, one of those tendrils reaches out and catches you before you can fully go into the door.
pretty sure.
Minimum damage. 14
You know
points
what?
of fire damage.
You know what's going to be real funny about this too? I am pretty sure if I take this. Yep. Ha. Okay. Cool. I have, because of my Stance of Seasons thing, aka Kaivar hardening his buggy shell against fire, I am not actually taking that much fire. I have 10 resistance. So that's good. I'm okay with this. I am the person to be hit by this.
Let's go.
I don't take damage for it,
No.
right?
No, he ducked you into the portal first.
Thank you for
Also,
Yes, is good. Yes.
Side note, I'm noticing from the Strider's effects, the big boy, he should be frightened too, because now both Mishkin and I have done Phantasmal Killer.
Does not stack.
Doesn't it? I thought it stacked up to 5. Okay.
No,
Wait.
it doesn't stack. It just replaces. So that it replaces the highest one.
Yep.
Ew, okay, cool. So need to get the debuff different ways or to get a fail on the save. That's really good to know. Okay, cool. Yeah, Kaivar does not feel like moving towards either of these two terrible boss monsters. So yeah, that's gonna be end turn, no movement. I am all good.
Elemental up top is going to stride towards Chrissy. It is going to make a wisdom save. Nat 1. It has no idea what you have wrapped up inside of those tentacles.
A present not for you.
Oh no.
It will attack normally. .25 will hit. 14 points of fire damage.
I am gonna react and use Blood Vendetta. Let's cast
I think
that.
Blood Vendetta is only if you take slashing or piercing damage, because they have to draw blood.
Oh, you can bleed. Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
burned me, right? That's blood. I did that episode 1.
It cauterized it.
I mean, if you say no, then I won't do it.
Now, I might be wrong, just from what I remember, but
It
If you
says
have the description right.
requirements is you can bleed.
The only
Yeah,
reason I'm
piercing,
not
slashing or persistent bleed damage.
the only
Okay.
reason I'm not going to let you do it is because it's immune to bleed, and I don't want you to waste a turn. So
Okay. So let me.
I would be
delete
down
that.
to rule it, cool it, but in this case, look for something else.
Okay. Let me see what other reactions
Remix.
I don't have any other reactions that'll actually do anything here. I don't think.
Word. It will miss its second attack, but it's going to go all in and try for a third. It will miss the third attack. Mishkin, it is back to your turn.
So, Callisto is still floating above, flying above the creature, yes?
yes.
Okay. So, Mishkin, bedraggled and wet, is just going to begin moving down the steps and passing Farouk. Is just going to, when he can. Oh my god. Come on. What do you do? Okay, it's not letting me select my token for some reason, but he's just going to... Oh, there we go. Okay. He's just going to move forward down the steps and past Farouk, and is going to cast Grim Tendrils on the creature that is below Callisto. So it needs to make. Let me just cast it. And he's going to cast it at 3rd level. There we go.
I love all this old god magic inside Callisto's head. Lots of black tendrils.
I was gonna say the dreams Callisto has, their tendrils make sense.
Whoa.
Nani?
My foundry's just... Oh, no, there we go. Okay, it's back up. 1 minute, please. Okay.
By the way, I want to
we
let
go.
you know
Okay.
that Ursula from Little Mermaid scarred me way before Cthulhu did. Like,
Mine was Morgana. Little Mermaid 2, her sister.
I never watched Little Mermaid 2.
I
As a
didn't know
kid,
there was a
Ursula scared me, but as an adult,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of into
One of
it.
the only
Ursula with an
There we go.
emphasis on the.
fortitude save. Let's go. Oh, come on. It's so close each time for being a good number. Critical success.
Okay, never mind. In that case, I'm also going to... I'm also... I'll just do a magic missile. There we go. So that would be 3 points of damage.
Phew. Guaranteed, though. Callisto, 50 feet in the air above this thing.
I think floating above this flaming creature, I think you can see from the... Everyone knows heat rises, so I think there's probably like a pretty strong updraft being so close to this source of heat as
Yeah,
his
you're just on the
coats and his
cusp.
hair billows. And I kind of twirl my pistols, and I think as I do, I float a bit further up into the air, about 20 feet higher up, so I'm about 70 feet above them now. And as I twirl my pistols, you see the rain clouds, some of the wisps of rain cloud and water that's falling kind of circle around my pistol as I borrow some of the water and steam and clouds that Luffy has been creating. And I'm going to use Elemental Assault to imbue my next shot with water and cold damage as I fire downwards into this elemental.
Yes, please. Advantage.
T to target. There you go. I use headshot, so. 36 for the first shot. And that was the normal one. Okay. And
Damn it, I keep being on mute. Oh, God. Sorry, I was going to reaction on that, but I'll reaction on the next one.
yeah, go ahead.
On your next shot, Kaivar is going to look in your direction and is going to use his reaction to cast Shadow Projectile. So, bare minimum, they will need to go ahead and they will need to make a DC 25 will save.
Nat 1!
Oh
nat
my
one.
gosh. Oh, this is big. Okay, so here's the full list. At bare minimum, you would normally see this thing being thrown off guard, aka -2, yada yada yada. This will now take double 3d8 worth of damage, so whatever this is. And that is on top of your damage. It hits at the same time, and it looks as though it is identical to what's going on. So for a moment, I guess it's Kaivar tapping into your psyche, and like, we'll say for the sake of it that mentally speaking, you are literally growing in size within this creature's own perception of you. And it is one of those moments where you suddenly appear colossal like it, and your gun just goes off with an even bigger crack. And it's just wham as that extra mental energy alongside it hits the target. So that will be double that. Oof.
So as I fired this, you see the swirls of rain clouds kind of make a tail behind the 2 shots I fire as they deal that. Where's the other one? That. And this. And this.
That and this and that, and add some of this and some of those.
As I fire down into this creature. The last 2 rolls, 2d6s, are water damage.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make chili.
24 plus 19 plus 13 plus 18 plus 9 DTD.
So I think as Kaiva reinforces and bolsters Callisto's presence in his mind and in the mind of this infernal creature, you see what before were just wisps of the rain clouds Ludifia had been creating, encircling and encasing the gun, become whole, almost miniature tornadoes wrapping around the gun. As he fires down, I think everyone else sees, not sees, but they can make out the bullet as it slams through the infernal creature, but then creature doesn't see a bullet. It sees 2 cannonballs rushing down towards it as it slams into it, and I think it just disperses. It's almost like a gust of wind from its center blows outwards and tears it apart and disperses, leaving just a singed ground beneath it and Callisto floating above.
Chrissy,
and a little bit singed, they start to lower themselves down.
How do you finish off the strider that's in front of you?
Me?
Yes.
For flavor, because I haven't necessarily attacked, but I think there's a tendril that, like a single tendril that sneaks off the bottle and just pierces into the core of this thing and expands slowly on its way out. And where there should be singeing on these tentacles, it's almost very eerie how unaffected it is, and you just see these tendrils come up through its mouth and where its eyes would be and start pulling it apart until it is nothing but a flickering flame.
And then all you could hear, the sound of rain. I'm going to let you use the restroom real quick and pick up in this exact spot.
Ah,
Okay,
that went well.
I guess.
You're all on Lolly's bad list. She hates everyone.
I'll be right back.
Even little Kaiva? Oh gosh, oh no. I have to say,
Sam
I'm so
shook their
glad.
head.
I'm so glad of all those moments to have that work when it's specifically your big attack to kill the boss. Because I've tried to use that thing so many times and every time it's failed.
You
Really
were
nice
able to
to
get
see
it to
it
work
finally do
once.
And then the creature was resistant to all the damage, I think.
Yeah.
It's rough out there in them streets when things have like resistance 10 to whatever and you just roll terribly. But hey, you know, it worked this time. I'm real chuffed about it. It is the awesome combo move that I have really... I'm so glad I get that on my sheet, because it's literally this thing of like, hey, you go ahead and you can cheerlead for this person, make their attack easier, and do a little damage yourself. Like, it's literally the best. It's wonderful. It's perfect.
It's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I will be right back. Also, RoBear, check DMs in a moment with regards to what I mentioned at the beginning of the episode that I can't say because BG and B things.
Oh, yeah.
And then DM me and let me know what it says.
Yeah, and then Sam, you DM me and let me know what it says.
Yep, I'll tell them. I'll keep it a secret, but I'll tell everyone.
You know, I would be content with sending this to literally everyone except for you. But even then, these people might all be guests at a certain point, so I don't want to spoil nothing.
That's a good point.
Only the DM. But yeah, I will be right back.
Holy cheese and
But I am the
crackers.
DM, the dungeon maiden.
I want to be playing Baldur's Gate right after this, and I'm very excited.
Honestly, same.
Big same.
I just want Halcyon to kiss me on the mouth.
Oh, dang it, Drac. I was going to ask you again to play.
I got already committed to another
Come on,
game.
buddy.
Tomorrow. When are you next free? When are you next free and down to play?
Not tomorrow.
Okay. We'll talk. I have my people talk to your people. We can all
See, I gotta figure out my schedule actually.
I played on my back porch this morning. Took the laptop out. 73 degrees. 8 deer in the backyard grazing. Coffee.
Wait, what laptop do you use that can run it?
Lenovo, baby. Legion. 3070 Ti in that bad boy.
We are Legion.
Damn, 3070.
You gotta hit those Reddit deals, man. When they come across, I got that thing for 1,200 USD. Literally half off. I'm a 700 card guy. I always look for the 700 series like the year after. I live off that deal. I've never been able to afford the 800. I even do this for a profession now, and I still can't come to terms with clicking it. But like I said, you can turn the settings down. I can run BG3 on my Steam Deck, so you can run that on a pretty low rig if you crank it down.
Yeah.
And like you don't need 60 FPS for CRPG.
Yeah, no, you're good. What I do wish, because I do have like a nice PC to run the game on, I wish they had like photo mode. Like, I think that's such a missed opportunity with this game. The fact there isn't photo mode.
Fighting it with HUD and trying to screenshot for all the things I want.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to scour the files. I don't know if somebody's done it yet to pull the portraits out that it creates.
Yeah.
For your individual characters, because I want to use those assets. And they're so good. You get all these crazy faces that they make.
The expressions are expressions and like body language is ridiculous. I don't think I've seen a game like that like nails expressions that well.
Yeah, it's very it's the portrait.
Yeah, exactly.
The old Baldur's Gate, like the old Baldur's Gate look. And
there's one scene with Lizelle where she mispronounces tiefling as tiefling.
Yes.
And your character corrects her, and she has this whole awkward it's so funny. It's like, because in that moment I'm like, whoa, I think that's when it really clicked to me. I was like, damn, they actually went in on like the facial expressions with this. It was
so good.
If you're a bard, you can keep antagonizing her.
Yes.
Yes. She's just like, oh my god, this is a loop of never ending. She's just
Alalupia.
Straight up.
I think Lizelle and Leluthia might get along. I feel like. They got, or they would butt heads because they have similar situations.
No, Lizelle's angrier than Lolly is.
Yeah,
Lolly's
I think
not
Lizelle's
angry.
angry. Leluthia's grumpy.
She's just
She's stoic.
straight to the point.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very stoic. She's on a mission. She knows what her
She
mission
actually
is.
nurtures.
Lizelle
Yeah.
is way more fanatical and very.
Lizelle just
Yeah,
wants to
that's a
save
good
you
point.
And be saved.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the exact word is, but like,
I do a lot of things to ride a red dragon too, so you know.
I get that, you know.
For real.
Oh. Now I
Raven,
can't not
please.
think of Shrek 2.
There's
Look at our mutant
content
babies.
on this here campaign. I don't believe it.
Shrek 2, when you really think about it, Shrek in general, especially specifically Donkey and the dragon's relationship,
Bro.
put so many questions into like it just.
Bruh.
I have so many questions about how it works.
Don't ask that question. Don't ask that question. Don't ask questions.
I
that
can
you don't
take you
want
to
the
some
answer to.
subreddits.
Yeah,
I'm good.
pretty sure Raven is spot on with that one. Let's not ask these questions.
It happened. Good for them. I don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Live
to
in a magical
Lelufia
world.
setting fire to the rain.
Look, listen, if an ogre and a bugbear can get it on quite happily.
Listen,
Oh my
listen,
god.
listen. The way that I'm so happy I was a bard going through that, it was hysterical. Anyway. So funny.
I have no regret in telling people I save scummed to see what both of the try and disengage options would do, and the fact that I couldn't avoid fighting even with the back away slowly option is kind of hilarious to me, but also, damn dude, I didn't mean to do this.
You never saw the outcome of them walking away?
Walking away?
They ended up
I thought-
fighting anyway.
No.
They
I did
just end up
anyway.
fighting, right?
Nope.
Nope.
As a bard, you can
As a
just
bard.
skirt right past that. You just
Oh my god, you miss him. Oh, there's a hole. I am
so
viral.
funny.
I am viral. Oh my
it's so funny.
god. Yes, there's a great ending as a bard.
Yeah, it's great.
Just-
I 12 out of 10 would recommend.
I got that recorded. I can send that one to you by like 18
Oh,
times.
hell yeah. That's fantastic. God, my ranger ass at the time being completely missed that, I suppose.
It does like it's unbelievable how different the class is because I played my
Yeah.
character once as a warlock first before I multi-classed in a bard, and I've done this one as bard multi-classing into warlock. Totally different.
Yeah.
Picking back up, and now the gentle rain inside of Callisto's mind.
I immediately go to Leluthia. You okay?
She meets you and is just kind of looking up at you, putting her hands on your face and just feeling around like, are you in one piece? Are you all right? Do you need any help? You look good, actually.
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. And she's gonna whip back to Farouk. Can we get out of here now? Are you pleased?
It was never about pleasing me.
Can you explain what happened just now? Is that what's causing this? Is there more to do? We don't understand what's happening or why this was necessary.
Maybe you haven't learned anything at all.
Callisto. Wisdom save.
And while that's happening, there's a moment that Chrissy just kind of looks over at Mishkin, because I'm not sure how much of the party actually saw what was about to happen. But there's a knowing and very concerned glance.
I think we all saw it, right?
With regards to the roll, can I RP in or wash your luck on that?
No.
Noted. Cool.
Ah!
I don't think Callista noticed what was going on with Mishkin. I think he was in the middle of helping Lilithia out with the rain clouds, and I think I remember this. I might be wrong, but I think I described it as like, as far as he was concerned, only Lilithia was existing in the space in that moment. So Callista didn't see. Yeah.
17. Failure. For the moment, what was a green and restored forest within the Forgotten Lands, the cinders and the smolder begins to bubble back up to the surface.
Farouk, what is happening?
It's you, my friend.
Sorry, didn't mean to hit that.
Oh, I didn't know what I was like. What did you just roll? Oh.
Yeah, I was like, why are you still on fire?
I did not realize clicking it would do that. My apologies.
You guys can click off your any persistent damage, any kind of craziness you may have.
Can you be more clear for him, please? You're talking in circles and he's obviously not understanding. And neither am I.
I'm sorry, Lucia. It is not for any of us to understand but him.
Great, so are we just gonna go in circles and circles and fighting these things?
Why did it, and Michigan steps forward. The, creature, why did it attack this place? Perhaps there's something inside? I don't know.
As long as Callisto does not confront the past, he cannot walk in the future. It is up to him, and him alone, to come to terms.
I'll confront the past. What past do you want me to confront? This creature wasn't what we fought that day, so this clearly isn't my past.
Chrissy, the Oracle, is just like, I'm not expecting anybody to notice because this is a very heated discussion and he is very small and probably tucked behind Kaivar, but it's just like, God, like, how are you not getting this? Like, just off to the side, but like, anybody who can see him, like, it's on his face. He is not being animated because he knows the gravity of the situation. But if specifically, if Farouk were to look at Chrissy, like, he'd probably start laughing because it is taking everything not to say something.
Rolling perception at disadvantage because you are behind me. Would I see Chrissy in his state of like, oh come on guys, you know this?
I see you. Seeing you fidget just a little bit and her very hyper aware of everything surrounding, especially with deep concern of the cinders starting to reformate. Her eyes just start to you, and she frowns and will say it if you have something to say. Clearly.
I kind of look up to Farouk, like, should I? Should I not?
Farouk stares back at you and gives you eyes and nod that you can only interpret as they need the truth.
There's like this deep sigh as he kind of moves behind or from behind Kaivar in front of both of them. I'm not going to pretend I know everything about everything, because I don't. But your arm hasn't gotten better because it's a part of you. It's not an affliction, Callisto. It is a part of you. Somewhere along the road, there's likely a Freedy in your bloodline, and we saw that when we crossed over. This being here in your head isn't just about confronting the past, it's about making peace with it. About understanding that even though these things have happened, you still have the key to defining who you are. And that is your power. If you cannot or will not seek that and accept it as the truth, and you keep running from it, it will only come back and haunt you over and over again. You may not like what I have to say, and you know what? That's fine. But I care enough. I don't want to see you suffer, or Lelufia, or anyone else. You deserve peace, Callisto.
He is, right. Yes. About everything he says.
As Kaivar points towards Chrissy.
Callisto, this is you. It is in your blood. In your soul. Yes. Part of who you are. And like Chrissy say, our future selves grow from the choices we make today.
Forget the future. Our present selves grow.
Yes.
Lelufia, I think only Lelufia notices this, but Callisto's angry. I think the moment Chrissy starts saying this to him, he becomes increasingly more angry and frustrated. His face doesn't change. It still has the initial frustration when he was speaking to Farouk, but doesn't seem to increase outwardly. But I think Lelufia knows Callisto enough to find and see the more minute signs of growing anger. And just as it looks like he's about to crack that, I think I described it last time as customer service mask of trying to be as palatable and polite as possible, it kind of is forced to stop, almost like slamming a lid on an overflowing pot. Like it's still pushing against it, but something is keeping it from bursting. And he turns to Chrissy and says, Chrysanthemum, you said a lot of things to me just now. I'm not running away from the fact that this is part of me. I used my arm multiple times that you've witnessed, and many times where you haven't, to save my life, to save Lufia's life. It's been a tool and a thing I've grown accustomed to and lived with, and was planning to continue to live with. I'm not running away from the fact that I have Ifriti in my blood. I don't even know my parents, but I knew that there was a chance of that. I know what Suli are. I know how they come about. I'm trying not to die.
Then stop.
That's the only
treating
reason
it
why
like
I'm
an
confronting
affliction,
this.
Callisto, because it's not. Be mad at me all you want.
You're
But
not
until
making
you
sense,
stop-
Chrissy. I'm actively dying.
You're not.
No
Callisto.
Suli has their own flames burn them. No doctor understands why it's happening. I was fine with living with it until yesterday when I learned that I could die from it. And I'm not trying to get rid of it. Quite frankly, in that plane just moments ago when I could control it, I was happy.
Then what do you think?
I'm trying not to die
when you
from
leave?
it.
If you confront the things that your subconscious is telling you, you will have control. You can be angry at me, but you are not hearing me.
I'm not angry at you. I'm just tired of listening to you, to be quite honest with you.
Fine.
You're not giving
Then
me
you're
any
not
straight
gonna
answers.
get your answers until you stop treating this like an affliction, Callisto. And that is the end of what I will say. Take it.
What
or
do you
leave it.
call a thing that's killing you? Affliction or no?
And at that point, Chrissy is no longer speaking. Like, he just moves back behind. He moves back behind Kaivar. And looks to Farouk.
Living
Farouk,
like
if you don't
this
mind, I
isn't worth dying for.
it's time for me to go.
It's been time for you to go a long, long time ago.
Callisto. I wish you well, my friend. But you are far from ready yet.
And Farouk's eyes will close. And you feel a warmth rise up. All around your bodies. You will open your eyes. Back in Upper City. With an extinguished flame over the large fire. And darkness. And emptiness. As no one is there except for Callisto and Lelufia.
Wait, where are we?
You were back on the material plane.
Is everyone still in Callisto's mind? I'm confused.
You don't know where they're at.
She would just silently reach down and grab your hand and just kind of pull. It's been a rough day. Let's go home.
Yeah.
What's around them? Are there many people? Anyone from Farouk's?
No one.
Ooh. Does this feel like their normal world?
It looks like the material plane.
Does it feel?
It's foreign because you haven't been in the upper city that much, but when you stare up into the stars and stare off into the distance, it appears to be Stormforge.
All right. Will you go with her, Kosta?
Yes, no, he definitely goes. There's no resistance, but he is just quiet the entire time.
She would just lead the way.
Scar on your arm burns as intense and red hot as it ever has. Literally bright enough to light your way as a torch.
Should we try to hide that? That should be concerning. Especially to anyone who could see.
He looks down at his arm, and I'd imagine if it's that bright and that hot, it's probably singed and burned away most or some of his coat. So he just shakes his head. I don't think there's anything we can do to cover it.
There's always things we can try. Can I try to cast an ashen veil around his arm?
Yeah. Concealing its brightness, you both slowly make your walk from upper city back down below.
Is there anything out of place?
Everything looks in place. It's just eerie nighttime silence.
What time does the clock say?
It reads as it should.
Okay. We head toward the forge.
Everyone else. You open up your eyes back on the plane of fire. Staring back across are the elders and all the villagers on one side of the meadow. The large fire sitting in between as we all walk out from the shadows on the opposite side. And slowly but surely, the faces across from the fire go from elated and ecstatic to somber. As they see it was not a success.
Ivar doesn't quite. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
Farouk is going to look back at the rest of you. I want to thank you all for being here for them
and for our ceremony. Even if today was not a success, may we hope it ignites the spark of realization that will one day. Thank you.
With all due respect, Farouk, not everyone appreciates having that spark lit for them.
Chrissy kind of like looks up at Mishkin sharply. Then I guess it's a really good reminder to confront your past sooner than later, before it really comes back to get you, isn't it? And he is obviously very angry.
The difference being, Michigan, he came here seeking answers. Sometimes those answers aren't the ones that we want to hear.
Mishkin is silent, but anyone who is paying attention to him does notice that as he glances at Chrissy, there is a softening in his eyes.
Chrissy walks over and almost like a loving father, just kind of like places a gentle like pat against Mishkin's calf and turns to Farouk with a somber but respectful nod and does the same to the elders before looking to Kaivar with a soft smile, somber and sadness behind his eyes as he moves towards the fiery portal that allowed them access to in the first place. I have grown fond of each of you. But I will no longer be offering my services. I fear that I've gotten too close emotionally to be able to handle the pushback.
You see a lot of immediate concern on Kaivar's face, but it's more sort of like a frantic looking to the left, looking to the right, and doesn't know what words to say. It's very clear that he wants to say something, but he also doesn't know what the right thing to say is. So there's nothing but panic on his face and constant agitated movement, but he doesn't know how to express it.
You know where to find me.
Chrissy just kind of nods and looks towards Mishkin.
Mishkin steps forward and, not in a condescending manner, but just kneels down in front of you. I want my glass orb back. When you are ready to talk, you can give it back.
Chrissy nods.
I'm going to... I need to walk.
There's almost a No, there is a long pause before, wordlessly, Chrissy just steps through the portal.
As you're making those steps, Kaivar just about manages it psychically to send out a few words.
Chrissy, please, don't go.
At that point, Chrissy's like half in, half out. And he turns and he looks over to Kaivar. I'm sure you'll see me again soon. But it won't be the same as it has been. I need some time to meditate and reconnect. Plus, you can always find me on my box. And he just steps out.
After you've stepped out, Kaivar noticeably, his posture slumps. And you almost get like the whine of a dog that's not very happy, very kind of scared, kind of audibly coming out of him, as opposed to out of the Vox. Full antenna droop. Like, he is dejected, and he still isn't capable of quite understanding why. He feels incredibly sad, but doesn't even know to process those emotions for himself personally. Very conflicted. But also experiencing a lot of this for one of the first times in this particular way. This isn't a fear for survival, this is a fear for something else.
Kaivar. Sometimes to make something beautiful, it must be broken first.
As he points towards the mosaic tiling that surrounds the center fountain in the middle of the portal.
Come. Let us rest.
Knowing full well the conversation is over, you still get a quiet
Yes. No.
out of the Vox. And then Kaivar just drops the conversation entirely.
Mishkin, with you passing in between Chrissy and Kaivar and Farouk, when you pass through the portal, walking back out on the material plane, where do you go?
I'm assuming we appear where we stepped into the fire in the material plane.
You
initially.
walk out of the fire into a lit upper city.
Mishkin really seeing the horizon for the first time, being this high up in Stormforge and seeing the clouds and the darkness all around and how quiet it is. Mishkin walks away. Mishkin walks away, and he walks to the edge of Upper City, Wherever there are piers, wherever there are jetties, wherever there are places he may go and sit on the edge of the world, he goes. And he is quiet for the entire walk.
It seems that you didn't find what you were looking for.
Farouk, with all due respect.
It is not Farouk, it is Bias, the tiefling from the Brass Temple. As he is on the outskirts of the city, smoking a cigarette.
I apologize. I assumed I was being followed.
Just getting some fresh air.
Tinged with smoke.
Indeed. We're never too far from the flame.
With all due respect, I need to be alone right now.
He gestures to anywhere in the upper city.
Be my guest.
He does not move from his perch on the outskirts.
You said you came from there. From the place beyond.
Indeed.
Do you feel its pull?
Pulls up the sleeves.
I feel it in my bones. Every day I work that forge. Endless. Relentless. Well, the servitude was unrelenting. Its precise nature and perfection undenying. It made me the forge master I am today. But if you're asking if I would like to return, there isn't a fiber in these old bones. At least not on my old terms.
I haven't seen my hands in nearly 60 years.
How did that make you feel?
Angry. And that my work is not yet done.
It was 380 years before I got to see my wife again. But my partner had long left this material plane. All that was left was me to forge the stone. Replace the rubble they had put in her honor. I understand anger.
You do commendable work in her stead.
And once I worked to forget. For many years, it took coming back to learn the ladder.
Do you find yourself, do you find yourself forgetting details? Like eye color and I can't remember my mother's eyes. I remember how she held me, how they both, but I can't remember my mother's eyes.
Burns like a piece of parchment, wrapping on this cigarette. The longer time goes by, on this plane and there, the harder it gets.
I just feel very helpless. I've come to a place I do not know. In search of, and I don't know how to get it, and I find myself in the companion of those who do not want my help. I see the fear of what I am.
You realize you're the only one fearing what you are.
Oh, I know that. I know. A whole group of us. I am not unique. Not special. I am not.
That is where you must draw your own line.
It is already drawn. I thank you for your counsel, Bias, and I am sure I will see you again. For now, I must be alone. Please, respect that.
He puts his cigarette out.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
He's gonna turn and walk back to the amber light of that brass temple.
Mishkin turns and the edge of the world, his once more. He sits. And as we zoom out of this image, his legs dangling over the edge, a small glow ignites around his pendants, and in the darkness, two green hands sit ghostly at the edge of his wrists, and he stares at them both. And then he cries.
Ivar.
Yes.
You step through the portal next.
I do, or do I? Sorry, I didn't quite catch it.
No, you step through the portal next.
Gotcha.
What do you do?
Ivar isn't pleased with the idea of being alone. He is very much... He doesn't understand a lot of what's going on in terms of the emotional side of things. From his perspective, it seems as though Chrissy was merely presenting fact, and he was agreeing on that particular front of things. He has no idea about the deeper workings of the emotional conflict that's going on within the mind of Callisto, and hasn't caught the whole bottle incident with Mishkin and Chrissy, so isn't quite understanding that side of things. As a result, he's just sort of very confused, very lost. Almost like a child, to a certain extent, that's missing a parent. And so whilst he steps through, he immediately looks back through the portal, looking for Farouk. Because if
Farouk
Chrissy is
steps
gone,
through immediately after you.
Slight relief that there's at least someone. But still, he's trying to understand and process all of the different things that have happened and all of the different reasons why it could be. It is a very novel kind of sadness, laced with a little bit of frustration at not being able to understand this kind of social code that's been written into everyone else, but not quite into his people. Even with his greater degree of autonomy that he has, he still isn't quite able to crack it. So he's sort of very dejected, but he's still trying to rack his brains, get his head around it, understand, listening and thinking back about every single word that he heard everyone say. Sort of slightly broken up by Farouk walking through the portal as well. The moment you do, Kaivar very quickly, I guess doesn't run to your side, but makes it clear by movement and presence alone that he's going to be staying by your side for the immediate foreseeable future. And then eventually looks up at you and... Farouk, do you have, crate for Kaivar to sleep? Yes? Yes?
Yes. Yes, I do, friend.
He's going to clutch hard to the blanket that's been sort of around his sort of shoulders for this time. And sort of clutches it in his bigger hands, pulls it close for comfort. Doesn't say another word, just sort of follows you where you go.
As we walk in tandem back to Farouk's hut.
This city will never heal unless it embraces its spiritual past that it continues to deny.
I will say, Lily is at your house, Farouk.
Farouk, after an evening of roller coaster ups and downs that ultimately has ended in what he believes is spiritual failure, could never use the overwhelming joy and support of an animal in its unconditional love as when he walks through that door. Farouk doesn't just get down on one knee, He lays completely down on the ground.
There's a little letter, like literally, it's a very tiny scroll of paper. And all it says is, "You did good, kid. You'll know where to find me." And there's a little star on it. And I want you, actually, yeah, roll a perception check at advantage for me, because this is where I want to know if Farouk's gonna know where Chrissy is based off of that, considering his emotional state.
32.
Okay. On your way to your house, you notice a star, or what looks like a star, that is out of place.
And he's laying there as he's looking up through the window there with Lily at the note. And a couple of cinder tears roll off the side of his face and kind of smolder in to the dirt floor as he picks up Lily and he sets him on his chest plate and gets a couple of those licks right on the face. Kind of rolls over Lily and he points up. "See? I told you. Not so far away."
Ivar kind of gingerly looks over your shoulder at the note too and is trying to understand. Slightly makes the connection you might be talking about Chrissy and where he is currently. Or perhaps the next iteration of Chrissy. I don't know if Kaivar even knows what's going on that particular front. But, looks up at the stars as well. Lifts his spirits just a little bit, but also fills him with a bit of fear and anxiety. Kaivar then looks around for a corner and a crate. Potentially sits there and has a little jump scare momentarily when Parikh also flies into the hut. Remembers that he is no longer too afraid of Bird and is like, "Oh, okay."
With a couple of hammocks inside the sunroom, looking up to the stars, Farouk and Lily get in one and stare up until they fall asleep. Kaivar, I can imagine yours being twisted around like a cocoon about 20 times.
Oh, it's a delicate process, and if part of it goes wrong, it's a real mess. Like, Kaivar will wake up in the morning with like a leg sticking out of the, you know what? No, acrobatics check. This'll go badly.
Man's trying to throw himself out of the hammock.
Yeah, he just about makes it. He's doing pretty good. He's not his first time weaving a cocoon, I guess. He's had to molt before.
Callisto, Luvia. It is a long, solemn walk back to the Amber Forge. The Amber Forge. But you finally reach there.
Lolly pushes through the door. Is everything as it should be?
No reason for a perception check. It is tidy and well kept. Absolutely, actually, the best it's been since day one, because the menagerie has not been in here eating. There hasn't been breakfast for 18 every morning. It's actually, it's like after the holidays, like it is returned to normal.
What time is it? Is it night or day?
Ooh, you guys are about 2 o'clock in the morning now.
Oh, in the morning. Okay. Yeah, the thing would be a case of, at least for Callisto, I don't know about Lilithia, but just quietly going to her bedroom, not to wake up Ziva or Ifrin or V.
As you do that, she would follow, but veer toward Ziva's room just to peek in and check in on him. Is he fast asleep, RoBear? What did you do to my son?
He pulls the covers up really quick and makes it look like he's fast asleep.
What are you doing? She opens the door now. And you probably can see like the grip tightening on the sheet as it crinkles even more. And she goes and sits on the edge of the bed. You said it's like 2 a.m.?
Oh, yeah. I stayed up way later on school nights. Callisto, that's all. Hey, that's all you. Whatever hobby has his interest right now, it could be magazines, puzzles, models, whatever it is. You let us know. Whatever's got his interest at the moment.
God.
What would you be interested in right now?
I think. Oh, actually, I think he has a spell book for beginners. Like, I think he rented out like a book of cantrips. After seeing Callisto, but I think more specifically Lolithia absolutely wreck shop, I think he's like, oh, this is cool, this is my new special interest. And he's trying to figure out what they can learn on their own.
Trying to figure out dancing lights into the wee hours
exactly.
of the morning. Oh.
Like dancing lights, the light cantrip, like minor illusion, like the really simple, like non-damage dealing cantrips.
What are you doing? And she goes to lightly but pull at the sheet, to which he tries to combat her before realizing, oh wait, that's mom. And loosens it. And as the sheet gets pulled over him, you just see these like cute little ears flop up in his curls. Very bedhead, because he's definitely been laying there, a little frayed, and every tendril which direction.
That's why you sleep with a silk bonnet. I'm just saying.
Not the Amperforge. Hey, we got other things. But if Christy wants to educate us. And she sees, even though the blanket is pulled over him, she sees like his hands shift to the side closest to the wall. I'm not doing anything. I was trying to sleep. She is going to the locket lights up. You want to come be dad? No, don't tell him! He's sitting up now, just like, oh no.
I think there's a few moments as you don't get a reply, but I think you can feel the affirmative as Callisto walks in. Like you can hear the creak of the door as he slowly opens it and sits down on the side of the bed with you and Ziva. Ziva, it's 2 a.m. in the morning.
I don't have a clock.
I think both Lufia and I look over at the clock definitely mounted on the wall.
It's broken.
Do you want to tell Ifrin that her clock is broken?
No.
Yeah, because I definitely don't.
What is that for?
There are at least 2 of the dancing lights tucked underneath where his feet are at, underneath the blanket. And he is doing everything he can to hold this cantrip underneath the blanket. Trying to hold concentration while talking to you is the struggle bus.
He would look at the lights and then at his parents and then at the lights and just kind of like shift a little bit even more to try to hide things. And Lolly would just look at Callisto and just smile.
I think Callisto smiles as well, and I think it's a loving smile, but I think it's also like seeing Ziva and Lolithia being back home. It's kind of like all the stress and adrenaline that he'd been running on this entire time kind of like leaves him. And I think while it is loving, in love with his wife, in love with his son, it's definitely like I think it veers more to I'm just happy I'm relaxed now kind of smile. And you'll turn to Ziva and say, do you want to tell us about that, or should I ask about that? As I look to the dancing light.
Ziva, to see if he notices your demeanor. He's pretty good. I gave him a +3.
Yeah, I think you'd notice. I think Calista doesn't wear the customer service mask around his family, so I don't think there's anything like he's even really hiding it, or at least not trying hard to hide it. I definitely think of a 20. Ziva would definitely notice.
What's wrong, Dad? His shoulders relax, and you can tell he gets a bit concerned.
Callisto, with his right hand, would kind of push some of the hair away from Ziva's face, and...
You definitely snag a tangle. Ow, ow! Sorry.
Okay,
I won't ask
yeah,
again.
no, we need to... No, I'm sorry. Definitely need to get a haircut, though. It's been a while.
No, I like it. Everybody's growing their hair out. It's nice. Right? Doesn't it look like... It looks nice, Mom. She's just like... She just shakes her head.
Hey,
That's not the point right now, Ziva.
Yeah, no, you don't need to worry, Ziva. Your mum and I were just warden business and it was a lot. Yes. Yes.
But I'm in trouble. Make it make sense, Dad.
Well, one of us has school. Who is that?
I don't know.
Speaking of school, are you interested in magic?
He's looking down and back at them. Just a little bit, but not a lot. Just a little bit, you know? It's not too much. I've seen you and Mom do a little bit of it.
Do you want to learn magic?
Okay, actually, and he just gives it away, pulls the sheet. You see these little lights. They're very tiny emanating lights. You can tell he's just trying, and Lolly tries not to laugh. She just kind of like and looks away. She's like, "This one is yours." So I was doing this. Please don't get mad at me. Just
why would I get mad?
Well, I mean, V got kind of mad, but that's also because I kind of blinded her with a light earlier. Sorry. It was an accident. It was an accident, I swear. And she smashed her finger.
She did? Okay.
But I can't get in trouble now, right? Because I told you.
That's not how it works.
I was honest.
But I'm glad you're honest. It's just not quite how it works. But I am glad that you've been honest. And if you really want to learn magic, we can figure it out. I know school isn't teaching that kind of stuff, but...
No.
I mean...
They don't like to teach that stuff in Stormforge, you know that. They usually tell us against it.
Yes. Well... How about this? I won't tell, and I won't punish you for being up at 2 a.m. in the morning, despite being in school. And I can figure out a way to get you to learn magic, and you don't tell anyone about that either.
His ears just perk up, and you just see him so excited, trying not to bounce around, because there's no way that a normal person would have this much hyperactivity at this hour, but he's just like... Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear, Dad. When do we start? Tomorrow? Today? Later? It's today, right?
Well, definitely not today. You need to get some sleep.
Yeah, but I'll wake up. I'm not going to sleep all day. Maybe.
I also need to find time to learn, to find someone who can teach you magic as well.
Why can't you, Mom?
Unless, Lufia, I know your magic comes more innately, but do you think it's a thing you can teach?
Well, I still have somebody to teach how to fly with her jetpack. I can do two things at once.
And I guess you're going to learn some magic. We'll get some more lights out of you. Two dancing lights is pretty good. Usually the standard is 3.
Thank you. Trying real hard. Okay, I had 3 at one point, but like I said, that's whenever I accidentally hurt Grandma. Sorry.
Trust me, I'm not the one you need to apologize. That's probably the...
Trust me, I got in a lot of trouble.
I'll speak to her. I don't think she's too mad. I think she's more mad at you didn't tell her that you're trying to learn magic than anything else.
I don't think I've ever seen any more fire in the Amber Forge than I did earlier.
I'll speak to her tomorrow.
Okay.
But,
Anyway,
and I'll
I'm
take...
so tired. Disaster.
Yeah. I want to, before they cover themselves up again, I want to take the book. The cantrip spell book. I'll give it back and Mum will teach you when we wake up. But for now, you actually need to sleep.
Okay, fine. But also thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll lean down and give him a kiss on the forehead.
Wipe your lips next time. That was wet, Dad. Gross.
One of these days, you're going to be wishing for a kiss from the forehead from your dad, okay? Just savor it while you can.
Not today. And he just lays down, like hitting the pillow so hard, rolls over, pulls up the sheet, and you just hear I get to learn magic. And Lolly would stand up and just place your hand on your shoulder gently. She turns and leaves the room.
He tries prestidigitation at least 3 times to get the wet kiss off, but he just can't get it. If he hadn't taken the book.
Exactly that.
And yeah, Calista will linger for like a second looking at the little bundle under the sheets that is Ziva before
you see
leaving.
His tail just, there's like a little movement.
Yeah.
In the sheet, like he's excited. But then it slows over time as it just kind of starts to rest.
You can see his laundry is clean, but it is completely tattered, unfolded, because he hasn't washed it. He's just been using prestidigitation slowly over the top of it. And probably took more time than actually washing it. But it was this theory that if he just learns prestidigitation, he'll never have to do his laundry again.
I love this because I feel like he's getting the same energy. So when I first learned how to tie my shoelaces, I would sit in my living room and just tie and untie them over and over again. Like I had nowhere to go. I wasn't wearing my shoes. I was so excited I learned how to tie them that I just kept doing it
like father
for hours on end.
I love this.
Apple never falls far from the tree.
I love that. No, but yeah, I think definitely noticing that he kind of Calista smarts himself before he does leave the room and quietly closes the door behind him to go to his bedroom with Lilithia.
You just see her. She's dressing down and getting into her nightgown and not really saying much. She obviously notices you and makes eye contact. Just gives you a soft smile, knowing that your mind is being pulled in so many different directions, and you know her very well to not want to ever have to try to force you to do any of that mental unpacking, and that you'll come to her when the time is right. But she would eventually just get into bed.
Yeah, and I think Calista will sit on his side of the bed, and I think we'll kind of just sit there for a while, probably an hour or two, flexing and clenching his fists, and unclenching, and kind of looking at the now hotter than ever scar that's kind of enveloped his left arm, and will gently run his right hand over it and try to see if he can not cool it, but kind of wet the fabric of his pajamas that kind of hang over the arm enough for it to not immediately catch fire as
When you
he
run
tries
your
to.
hand over it, the ashen veil disappears, and you see its brightness. And
Yes,
Molly's
and-
breathing is slow. You can tell she's asleep.
You see this kind of droplets of water and water vapor kind of spill from the fingertips of his right hand. Is shown in many cases, and that his water and ice side, he seems to have more control over that than his fire, and is using that to kind of cool off that left arm as much as he can before getting into bed.
It makes an untenable crust over the top that's hopefully just long enough before it begins to melt sheets or harm your bed.
Don't worry, we have a son who can do prestidigitation to fix that.
I think the
What do
next
you use,
thing we'll teach him
magic
is how to
boy?
cast mending.
We'll do that.
As each individual lays down for a long rest, the party is split in all different directions. With a long night of dreams ahead of them, we're going to pick back up. Six weeks later.
Almost
I
2
need-
months.
That was a pretty big blowout. I need you all to think lengthy about what your character has been up to leading up to next episode. That's a lot of time. I will also be in your DMs to tell you what's happening in this lengthy 6 months.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry,
Wait,
6 weeks. 6
I was
weeks.
about to say, like, I heard weeks first. Now you're telling me it's half a year? Oh my God, I'm a.
RoBear's going to tell us how it happened, what happens in the next 6 years. Actually, in the next 6 decades. Think hard about what's going to happen in the next 6 centuries.
He's a wild
Hey, man.
wizard.
Oh my god, Ziva's just become just an incredible wizard.
It's a whole
Oh, no.
tenet thing where Ziva actually set up the Voshborg.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He went back and he practices one spell, goes back in time.
Remember
and
when
sets
you
up
tried
the
to punish
Voshborg.
me, parents?
Remember when you sent me when you didn't let me have candy floss for dinner? Well,
Ziva
Remember
really
when
takes
you
the
told me I
angsty
couldn't?
edge off his parents.
You told me once I couldn't stay up until 3 a.m. Well, now I'm going to stop time so you're always up at 3 a.m.
Now my clock is always broken, I told you. I'm no liar.
Where am I going to steal food from?
yeah.
Try
I
it.
don't know, but I feel like you have somehow gained an accomplice in the form of Kaivar, if not in the form of Lily.
Yeah, I want to know what you three silly goofy goobers are up to.
Kaivar, I'm going to take you to every senior citizen's lunch and free coffee in the city. You're going to know every
I know.
deal possible.
I'm going to learn so much. It's going to be great.
You're going to do old man shit.
Oh my God, Chrissy's gonna come back and be like, Why are you using a cane and wearing like pants that are buttoned and belted way too high on your abdomen?
We're going to bingo,
Why are there
Chrissy.
tennis balls on a walker that you don't need?
I hurt my back.
He's got like a walker, but it's made specially for people with 4 arms.
Oh my gosh.
Hold up, Chrissy. We're gonna be late for our Words with Friends date.
Listen, I know I'm ancient, but I'm not gonna dress the part. Thank you very much.
I'm in overalls. I got
No, don't you be dissing overalls. I wear them daily.
Overalls are great. I want to get.
What do you
I
think
keep
I'm in
being
right
like,
now?
and you look great in it. I need to get overalls. There are no all the overalls I want to get are like really flowery and stuff like that, but they're made for
Yes.
women. And
Do it anyway.
No, because I'm a big person as is, so it's just like
Think there
hard
are
to
no
get
big
my
femme
size.
presenting folks? That's racist.
No, that's racist.
My-
No, I'm just saying, as someone who is also mass presenting and is tall, it's already hard to find anything my size as a tall mass presenting person. So like finding anything my size, but also meant to be made for like femme bodies and femmes in general is even harder for me anyway.
Yeah, no.
My grandpa wore overalls every day. Lined, they were pinstriped, white and blue lining on the inside. Worked in them, played them, had his carpenter's pencil up in the front.
Mr. Raven wears nothing but overalls and has like utility pockets where you can just like pull out a box cutter and like a pencil and 3 pens and different colors. I'm like, oh, I literally married an old dude. Like, you are an old grumpy curmudgeon. I love you, but that is who you are.
Overalls.
I could have D&D dice. I guess I could have a calculator. I could have a deck of cards, a deck of many things. I don't know.
Eric and I should get overalls. Me and Eric, we should go online shopping together and get ourselves overalls.
I will even find them for you.
I love the idea of someone trying to fit Kaivar into overalls.
I think that would be great.
They'd be like, stand up straight. And he just feels like,
Sorry.
It just falls off of him.
it's like big neck.
Man.
What a good, juicy session, y'all.
Right? Oh my gosh.
I didn't
so much stuff.
I expected big fears, not big tears, man. It was it took me in a
y'all
complete
are
different
fine.
direction. I loved it. You're so good.
Callista was already straight. I think I played Callisto very similar to how I sometimes get when I'm uncomfortable and then also confused, and it just becomes anger. When I'm uncomfortable and confused, it just becomes anger, and having lashed out was definitely that for him.
It was so relatable. It was so good because Chrissy has been kind of like treading the line of like trying to be supportive to everybody. And while he understands that the blowout isn't necessarily because of him, that was a really good indication for him to be like, I really tried. This isn't for me. And I think that was just a really beautiful moment between the two of them because they very seldom speak to one another. And when Chrissy is genuinely trying to show care and concern and like be honest, like brutally honest, because he respects you enough to believe that that's what you deserve, and is met with that like utter confusion and anger, and rightfully so. I could not have asked that to be played out better.
And I enjoy everyone in their interpretations of whatever hyperbole and mysticism and spirituality and connection, where Fruit goes, no, this is chicken soup. Don't you understand? Don't you like the chicken? Don't you like the chicken soup?
That was it, because I think my attempt there was definitely because I think Farouk and Callisto, I really enjoyed that interaction between Farouk and Callisto, where Farouk was like, you know, you're not ready, you need to confront all of this. Because I think Farouk is definitely like the when you describe Stormforge to us, I kind of interpret it as like very much like science versus mysticism, as like they want like hard facts and stuff like that. And
Yes.
Callisto is that. Callisto like literally
I'm
lives
so glad you're playing it like
yeah.
because it would be very easy to say yes to the Sage and to go along with it.
Yeah.
But you guys are making it Stormforge by going, this is bullshit and it doesn't mean anything. It's not real. It's in my head. This doesn't change the past. Like that's exactly what, if you didn't, it wouldn't be Stormforge. It wouldn't be the right feel. And that's where it's like, it's figuring it. It's a balance on both sides. Both of them have to come to the middle to an existence and to understand that there can be both.
Yeah, because he was coming at it from as an angle of like, because he was coming at it from an angle of like, if he went to a doctor and was like, I've been bitten by a venomous snake, they'll be like, okay, here's an antidote for this specific venomous snake. If I'm like hungry, I'm going to eat. If like, there's very specific solutions, but then for him to be met with, I don't know, confront your subconscious. He's like, what the fuck does that mean? Be specific. What do you mean? I've lived for a minimum 50 years. What part of my subconscious are you talking about? My subconscious about
love that because like the line that Chrissy was like, stop trying to treat it like it's something that needs to be cured, did not resonate with Callisto, because for Callisto it is very, well, I have an affliction, I'm going to be cured, instead of understanding that the affliction is not necessarily an affliction. It was just a really beautiful way to play that out. Like, it was so good because Chrissy is like, listen, I'm telling you true, man. Like, I'm not going to steer you wrong. You might hate me.
Here's the amazing juxtaposition. I'm sorry, Bive, but the incredible juxtaposition of Mishkin, the one who needs like spiritual healing and like some like really needs some chicken soup for the soul, is talking to the infernal artificer that could help Callisto, that can't help Mishkin, that they're smoking this thing. Like, he's only encountered him, and like, this is someone who literally works with infernal engines and everything that's there, and like, who sits in the upper city and watches what he considers the woo-woo, but this is his accepted place because he's a tiefling and has his shop there, but he only encounters Mishkin. It's so good.
I love
Did you need anything from the Amber Forge?
I love to your like, even the way that you're looking at things is kind of a reflection of the city too, Drac.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that you look at things, and as you said, Raven, like, it's not about like a process of creating or like finding the solution and then doing it. It's much more spiritual. Mm-hmm. It's all about the subconscious. The fact that you are looking at things as Callisto, and it's like, this must be literally a mechanical as opposed to an emotional solution, is so very much the kind of like split down the middle of the party that Stormforge helps make. You know, like, city of mechanics and whatnot, but like, it's even better too, because we have all 4 different flavors of it, 5 technically, right? Like, on the one hand, you know, literally right by Callisto's side, you have Lelufia, who literally is a sorcerer, magic formed from will. You know, you've got people who are close to gods in the form of both Chrissy and Farouk, with very different interpretations of things. Farouk, of course, being druidic, is much more natural. And then you have the way that both Chrissy and Kaiva literally jump inside people's heads. And it's like, okay, contrast that then with Mishkin, who it's like, yeah, magic is factually real, and I may be a demon, but like, as a wizard, I learn all this stuff, you know? Like, there are mechanics to this, but you can't call it woo-woo, so to speak. Like, you know, it's this, it's a kaleidoscope of different ways of sitting there and saying, no, this stuff is very much in in-universe reality. You kind of got to confront. But like, Callisto is beautifully positioned to need to lift his own veil of ignorance on that. It's great. It's so wonderful.
How about Mishkin trying to fold that jar back in and be like, nope, I'm not going to talk to you.
I was so ready for it to just be opened in my damn head. And I was like, oh damn, okay, it's happening. There's
Then
nothing
you
we
tried
can
to
do.
take home the ball, and I was like, oh no, I'm making you roll, big boy. And then the nat 20.
I knew it would come in, but I was also just like, I think, yeah, Mishkin, yeah, he's willing to put a lot on the line, but being aware that they're in someone else's conscience and like, yeah,
You took everyone for a ride, and it was great. I enjoyed every ounce of it.
It was amazing.
Raven, the very end. The very end where you left the demon on red. Just like, oh, okay.
No! It was one of those things where I was like,
No.
okay.
It reminds, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Meteorian Call, where Glam was using Speak with Dead on the Fire Giant. And he just he goes on this long tirade, and Glam just says,
I'm just tired.
It's just like he was rambling, he's going on a bit.
It was so
Exactly
funny.
the same.
And now this glass jar demon thing is in the cosmos.
Just
Who
out
knows
where it
what's
can't.
happening?
Yeah, out
You've
where it
probably
can't do
taken me a
anything,
couple of shows. I've seen Wicked for the 3rd time.
Me and this thing are gonna be best friends. Like, we're just gonna sit up there and kiki amongst the stars and be like, oh, honey, you think that's tragic? And we're we're trauma bonding right now.
Chrissy, can we watch Birdcage again, please?
Yes, that is my favorite. You got some
Oh my
popcorn in there? You need some popcorn? I got some kettle corn.
Yes,
just put it in
please.
the glass bottle for around like 2 minutes. It should be fine.
Perfect.
Funneling cornels in.
Sorry,
We
they're
are-
a little green.
We are keying right now.
Oh my
Michigan, I
god.
definitely want to give you kudos because that poor baby. I just want to hug him.
Oh, had us all in tears. Him hanging out on the edge of the city. Oh,
I just want to.
I'm so grateful to be at a table with y'all. You're all so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
It's so nice to not have to speak sometimes and just be like, I just get to listen and watch. Great.
you guys let me be on DM autopilot. You just Ron Popeil, set it and forget it. I can just let it roll.
But
It's
in
awesome.
the midst of all of the tears and trauma, it's always such a joy seeing the family dynamic that, the two of you have made with these, three characters. Anything with Callisto, Lelufia, and Ziva is just, such an authentic joy. It's
so
really, really
good.
I
beautiful.
love playing Ziva. He's just such a fun
I
comedic
love
relief.
Ziva so much. Yeah.
It's
And I'm ready to play kids. I know that.
Like playing mischievous kids, yeah.
and it gives them dimension
Too
as
soon.
well. Where
Yeah.
so you a lot of times you're not going to be able to get that, or or you just never are able to work in that role play. Whereas especially there's some of the characters with the strongest opinions, you get to see why they have strong opinions, and you get to see them with their guard down, with people that they know long term. These are still very new people forged together from some rather quick trauma. So at the end of the day, it's always going to be about coming home, and these people have been in their home, and
Yeah.
And it's the rare side of Lolly that y'all get to see, because she's not like
exactly.
anybody but her child,
Yeah.
and then of course
Like-
her very intimate family.
Like
But you know why?
Because I definitely went into it because I went into it because I just really liked the idea of playing a parent in an adventuring, being doing this dangerous job but being a parent. So I thought that was just interesting. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. I was like, okay, cool. If I'm a parent, I'm busy doing adventuring things with my wife. So who's looking after the kid? Okay, maybe his parents are around. But then I had the idea of if he's adopted, that'd be kind of cool. Okay, cool. He's got dwarf parents, and they're looking after his son whenever he's not around. And yeah, I just wanted to make it. I wanted that, and also just to make sure, because I think the biggest thing for me as well and I made an active choice about this whenever I play black or black coded characters, is that both he and his family are like a loving family. I think that's like the biggest thing for me, that they're like, they might have their issues, but like when push comes to shove, they love each other. There is no there's no family breaking issues. They're just family issues, like the normal stuff that happens. I think that's like the biggest thing.
His grandparents' finger.
Yeah. We's probably gonna.
Sorry about that, by the way. I just saw it on the fly. I didn't mean to break her finger.
I loved it. No, I thought it was great. I think it makes sense because one, they're literally if they broke if it was V probably didn't break this because Ifrin's the blacksmith, V's the librarian, and I think you said V broke her finger, or was it Ifrin?
No, V got mad. It was Iftrin's finger.
Oh, Ifrin's finger, V got mad.
He hit it with a hammer after she was blinded by
his
veil at the third light.
Yeah, no, I love
so
that.
good.
Yeah. No, but I love how it's a really blended family because then Ziva's not lollies. So there's a lot of what shouldn't work, but it works.
Yeah. And the other thing that was big for me, and I was glad that Sam, you were cool with it, was that I wanted it to be like, yeah, sure, Ziva's not Lufia's, but as far as Ziva and anyone's concerned, Lufia is his mom. Like that's another thing I don't really enjoy seeing much in media, because it always seems to happen of like the stepmom not feeling very included or as loved, or like the kid being like, my real mom. Like, I fucking hate that stuff so much. So I'm glad that Sam was like, yeah, go cool with that.
Yeah, because it's not reality. My nephews think no differently of my father's girlfriend that is completely new to the family. It's Deb, and Deb is just like a grandma should be in every way. She's making breakfast and they run out. Like, they have the same relationship. They're lucky to have that figure in their life, whether it's biological or not. It's a blessing to have that in their lives versus nothing or the other. So yeah, I think it is super important.
I have to say this. I gotta get this in while I've still got the chance. Ed, your description at the very end of the sort of folding of the trauma and how everything fades was, wow. That I'm glad I'm not on camera. That hit me. I was so glad to be muted because, damn, it really. I think everybody knows what that feels like.
Yeah.
Right. That was very real. Hey, I appreciate you putting that scene forward, because wow, incredible, dude.
No, RoBear for gifting it, as always.
Burning out like a cigarette. It was it was good. It was good. It was a good awful feeling. I am very excited to see how everyone somehow crosses each other's paths.
Yeah.
Send me DMs.
Get ready. We'll see you all next week. Same time.
Bye.
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 What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew back finally with Marrowstrand, episode 15.
Who's Marrowstrand?
Yeah.
Oh God, Stormforge! Stormforge!
Wow. You're
Who is
cheating
she?
on
Are
me?
you cheating on us?
Wouldn't you like all that water right now?
Oh my god.
No, thanks. I'm good.
There is water going on right now. For now.
That is true. For now.
But not with what was just summoned.
No, we're not nervous.
I might have to roll concentration because now I'm just like, what is happening?
Ivar's not green, but I feel like he'd be in the green people gotta stick together contingent in that particular campaign, you know? It sort of fits with that.
We know.
Just sit in the corner being a little bit ridiculous with Krak. You know, enjoy my time.
I think Callisto would try and take Christain under his wing and teach him the ways of the Warden. For sure. Don't even Lilithia would help. We need a crossover at some point. I think that would be very fun.
Oh my god.
I would love to see how their characters interact.
I'd love to see Lolly and Akiko in the same room doing some like
Wait, Meteorian Core finale.
tunneling.
Y'all weren't there. Unless you went and watched it. I should say if Voltura's mentioned. Did I just...
Oh yeah, it's very relevant, incredibly relevant.
Yeah, so for those that didn't join us for the live event and haven't caught the replays, because I just got the stream. The end of Meteorian Core is outside the other end of the black hole comes Voltura. And that's how the planet is formed.
Interesting. Okay.
Out of all the residual ridiculousness of that campaign, we have been pooped out the other side.
You know what? I've just realized this. It hasn't quite been I've created a Reggie, but like I kind of made another Reggie situation.
Yeah, y'all don't know what Bife has control over in this campaign. Unless you go back and watch. I'm just like, thanks for writing this, Bife. I'm proud of you.
I have created a monster, and I don't even know where it's going to come up, but I've created quite the monster, and it terrifies me.
I just want you to know it took everything in me not to start rapping Eminem when you said I've created a monster.
God.
I just want you to know that's where we're at today.
The great news is, Bife, you've absolutely terrified the mods campaign that gets they get their own city state here at the end of this month, and they're super excited. They get their character art for the first time, custom made and all that jazz, and they are terrified that there's a monster of you somewhere in this world.
I heard them consistently say it's like, if it looks like an owl, no questions asked. Shoot on sight.
You made owls on site in their game.
Kill Alkins. They are the sworn enemy. Hey, if we kill the Alkins, you automatically just kind of win this game. That's how it goes.
Apparently.
Don't you dare touch our precious baby owlbears.
No.
Alkin.
We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna knock out the anybody's got announcements here at the beginning of this episode, since it is to be intense for sure. So whoever would like to go first.
On social media, because Edenfall Season 2 is coming soon, and you just don't know when, but we'll be announcing things.
Ooh. I also have an announcement. Same announcement as I've always been given for the past 4 or 5 weeks at this point. But Beyond the Brick, an actual play inspired by shows like Over the Garden Wall and Infinity Train, Wizard of Oz, all of that good stuff. It's still on Kickstarter. We have about 2 weeks left to fund it. And if you follow me on Twitter, and honestly, any of the cast members, says Ed, Laurel, Rothamel, C Plays TTRPG, Saluna TV, Maddie Duvernay, Black Girl Mage, and obviously Edward_Spence_. If you follow any of us on Twitter, you can see us retweeting and posting about this. But we just dropped some character art of the characters from our Beyond the Brick campaign that we're funding, and it is incredible.
Oh my god!
You need to check it out.
It's so good!
Incredible. So check that out. There's going to be more art coming if we do get this funded. Rachel Denton is the character artist and the artist for the promo graphics, or at least the promo art. And they're going to be doing a lot more art for us, some more character art and some more environmental art of the towns and stuff we're going to be going to as well. So if you want to get that stuff, and also if you back it at a high enough tier, you can get a postcard with similar art by Rachel on it, signed by the characters and the Fiend, if you want to get that as well. But yeah, check it out on Kickstarter. You can just search Beyond the Brick Over the Garden Wall inspired actual play on Kickstarter, or just follow me on Twitter and you can see it pinned on my Twitter account. Yeah, that's it.
It's a stacked cast, by the
Wait,
way.
you just
Hell yeah,
dropped
dude.
the Fiend. Excuse me?
I love it. Do it. I pledged. Go get the awesome die that they have. There's
Yeah.
a handful of spots
Die Hard
left, so
dice.
go get it.
Yeah, Die Hard Dice picked us up, and they're going to be making limited edition custom Beyond the Brick dice, D20 specifically. And there's only 200 going to be produced, so if you want it, you have to back it now. Because if you don't, you just won't get it. That's pretty much it. Just never get the chance to get it.
Anyone else with the big announcements?
Nope.
Dang it, I thought I would have one in between time. But, wow. Here we go. I pulled up the image as quick as I can. How can you not want this thing? Go, click the link.
Oh,
go
yeah.
get one. It's gorgeous. I have several of these from Die Hard, and they're awesome, even though they hate me. They're some of the most cursed dice that I have, but they're gorgeous, and I love to look at them. The prettier the
These
die,
ones are being imbued with luck. These ones specifically.
yeah,
Yeah.
completely changed. Not Fey dice whatsoever. But we need to pick up where we left off 2 weeks ago. Whether any of us are ready or not. Entering an Afridi ritual held in the upper city. An attempt is made to connect with Callisto's past. The incident that has left his arm spewing molten lava. Bitten from a creature in the Forgotten Lands. Through the ritual, we've entered his mind back into that moment. To try to come to terms with the wildfire that spread. Upon entering, Callisto shunning his own friends and party's help, trying to go it alone. After confrontations with Chrissy and even his own partner, eventually succumbing to the bonds of friendship. Lulufia unleashing control weather. Chrissy manipulating several of the fire elementals. You guys have been able to vanquish most of the foes on board, except for the massive Infernal. Mishkin, whose true identity was revealed to be a tiefling with horns and of Rakshasa nature. Ever increasingly more unhinged has invoked the devil inside, asking this infernal creature for a bargain, a deal for the elemental infernal's name for his own release. With that demon, with that devil rolling in that 20, we pick back up within that conversation.
Let me hear this clearly one more time from your lips.
If you give me the name of that creature there, I will let you free. And our time together will come to an end.
As that devil presses himself up against the glass and stares back at you in that hellish green infernal that envelops his body, only being able to stare into its eyes as it holds this chain taut in front of you, where you can see it's been biting as if it's a towel that they've held with no anesthetic, where they've literally bit through their jaws trying to claw themselves out of the containment that they've been in.
I would relish the opportunity.
I am sure you would. And Mishkin's mage hands are going to glow ever so slightly, as are the sigils around the glass container imprisoning the creature. But, like it or not, I am the one with control in this situation. Can you tell me the information that I need?
A name invokes a name. If you want, what is your name now? You are no longer Miskin and you know it.
If you are asking for my true name, then I am afraid I will have to disappoint you, Valor. Even I don't know that. But Mishkin is the name my parents gave me. It is true enough. And I consider it my own.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Where is that?
Diplomacy. Sorry.
Diplomacy, lovely. Oh, it's a +1.
If you have a better occultism, do you want to use your occultism? I'll let you use the same roll. Oh, that's good. That's real good.
I don't like how you said that.
14 plus 18. 32.
than Mishkin will have to do. On the count of 3, he will release me. And I will invoke the elemental's name.
Can't hear you, Ed.
Speechless so soon?
Check out your tongue is a classic.
Wow.
Can't hear you. Do you want to leave the call and come back into it, maybe?
I have his tongue now. I'll do the talking, Mishkin.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
You were not the first to be stunned in my presence.
The deal was a name for a name. And Mishkin looks around, his fur sodden from Lelufia's rain, fire raging all around. He looks at his companions further on down the steps, and then back at the bottle. A name, and I will release you. You have mine.
On the count of 3. 3. 2.
Very well. And Mishkin just puts the glass bottle back into his satchel and, glancing over in Callisto's direction, just mutters to himself, "It's not worth the risk." And is going to, having used a bonus action, he's not going to do what he was initially going to do, which is invoke True Name. But regardless of what these people think about him, he can't risk that. And he is going to cast in the...
We had a deal!
I didn't say when I would let you go. Now, quieten. Mishkin has work to do. And
You will
he is going to
unleash
cast...
me.
Wisdom save. DC
Ooh.
32.
32, okay.
Mishkin, you will let me go.
So, a will save?
Will save. Now, remember you have cards. Anything that you can do to make your roll better, you need to stack it beforehand.
Okay.
There is no Shadow
no.
Heart to give you guidance.
You don't
What-
have the
what-
guidance amulet. You can't do that right here, right now.
What would people recommend?
Nothing. Leave. Stop this right now.
Definitely,
We leave right now.
definitely an
Possible.
advantage card. I would burn a D10
inspiration?
that'll give you a +3.
Yeah.
And keep a lucky handy.
Sorry, all of
Yeah.
the cards are so small, so I'm bringing them up one at a time because I can't.
Don't you worry about those. I think that's the best you can do outside of your own character, and then you would be a table luck situation. Just looking at your will right now, advantage is the best thing you can lay down because you can't hit it.
Yeah. I'm gonna play an advantage card. Okay.
You're an advantage and a luck. You have essentially 1 out of 3 shots to get a 20.
Okay, and I have luck as well, did you say?
Yes, you can roll it one. Is it one more die?
One more die. Okay.
Hey, at least you didn't crit fail.
Mishkin's hand still around the glass bottle slowly starts to shake as the glass container is brought out of the satchel, once more rain falling down around him. His green eyes glowing as he just reaches down to the cork. He just whispers, "Damn you." And the bottle opens.
Anyone with a reaction?
Am me just gonna look through my sheet for things that I can potentially...
The only reaction I have is to... I don't think I have anything to stop this.
Oh god.
Just yell. Stop it!
I'm looking to
Spray
see
me.
what I have.
No! Stop.
Oh.
Is this... Okay, has it opened already?
I'm
Or-
about to.
You're about to. So I see your hand moving towards it.
His hand is moving towards it if you're using a reaction. It's not open
Okay.
yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything unless, and this is definitely for flavor, because there's nothing very specific, unless I get some kind of whisper from my deity and I can take a penalty for it.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So then, just for flavor, let me say that the cloak, the like scarf that I'm wearing, that cloak, out of nowhere, you just see a bunch of eyes of different sizes and different shades open and quickly turn to look at Mishkin as his hand is apprehensively, almost against his will, going to open this bottle. And I'm going to intervene in some semblance of divine fashion where I very quickly and frantically hear a myriad of whispers in my own head that just say, "Stop him." And I will reluctantly cast Grim Tendrils around Mishkin's arm, hand, and this bottle to keep them in place. And I will take whatever penalty I need. I will roll whatever.
Grim Tendrils will be the flavor.
Okay.
For you,
If that doesn't work, I'd like to cast something too.
yes. I need 14 consecutive numbers.
What?
You'll be rolling a D100,
Oh my god.
and you will be naming 14 consecutive numbers.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unlike a clerical divine intervention, this also has a pendulum. Because Chrissy is an oracle. The further away, the more detriment.
Okay. So 14 consecutive numbers. 32 to 46. I'm gonna roll. I'm very nervous.
Roll your D100.
You got this. What did I tell you? You got this. Hell yeah.
40. Almost dead center. Describe taking the jar from Michigan with grim tendrils.
There is no hesitancy. It is as if for a moment, Chrissy, as you know him, is gone. There is fervor behind his very steely silver gaze, which is now emanating light from behind pupils that pours over his scleras and just stares directly at this vial. And a hand shoots up, and from that hand there is very inky black tendrils that just pour and snap towards this hand and the bottle, wiggling their way through the grip of this magical mage hand and just curling around it so that it blocks out any light that this vessel can emit before slinging it with haste towards Chrissy himself. The bottle magically almost kind of reducing itself in size to fit in his own hand. And there's a voice that is not his own, that emanates from his throat, his mouth not moving, instead his jaw dropped ajar. Now, Mishkin, you should know better.
Mishkin, with the devil's grip over your own faculties, relinquished and cut by Chrissy's black tendrils, you regain your agency and faculties.
Mishkin, his ears lowering at Chrissy's rebuke, just looks back in the direction of the flaming creature that stands in front of the temple, and he is going to cast Phantasmal Killer at the creature. So I need the creature to make a will save for me, please.
Will save coming in.
That is a private roll again.
Let's redo that.
Also, oh my gosh, Raven, I am so proud of you.
Let's go.
I'm excited. But right now, Chrissy's not himself, so don't worry about it. He still loves you.
31.
So that's not a critical success, right?
It's 10 above. Is it 10 above? Oh, no.
No, it is not. Just a success.
It takes 40 mental damage, and it is frightened 1. As it sees whatever it fears most appear in front of it. And Mishkin does not control what that is. So whatever this creature is most...
It literally looks up to the sky that has been opened up into the heavens, and it's just trying to conjure as much smoke and cloud as it can to incubate itself underneath Leluvia's storm.
And what else am I going to do?
Grovel.
I'm also going to what the heck? I'm gonna cast telekinetic projectile at the creature as well. So turning to one side and seeing the bits of bric-a-brac that just fall all around, burning bits of wood and stone, Mishkin is just going to levitate them and just throw them in the direction of the creature. How do I do that? Make a spell attack.
It's beautiful. It has all of them listed right below.
There we go. So
you literally get to choose what the rebel looks like.
Amazing. There we go. So it's going to be bludgeoning. 26.
26 does not hit.
Does not hit. Never mind. Okay, that is the end of Mishkin's turn, and Mishkin, looking to one side and seeing Farouk next to him, is just going to stay exactly where he is.
End of your turn. Callisto, it is your turn.
I would like to do, or I want to do something ridiculous.
Please do.
That's what this session has been. Just do it.
Just ridiculous. So, I've come to understand, at least to some degree, what power I have in this space because it is my mind. That was more